In the last few years, we've seen an encouraging boom in cartoon diversity. Films like Raya, Coco, and Into the Spider-Verse have become box office hits. Are we finally seeing progress in an industry built on stereotypes?
And the Oscar goes to Bao.
Who better to ask than Academy Award-winning director Domee Shi? Asian and an animator and from my hometown? She's Eric Bauza approved.
To all of the nerdy girls out there who hide behind their sketchbooks, don't be afraid to tell your stories to the world.
Domee's undeniably cute short film, Bao, is about a mother's love and dumplings. Her follow-up to Bao is the feature-length film, Turning Red, a movie about growing up, becoming your own person, and turning into a panda sometimes.
OMG!
So, we're living in this age now where representation is pretty much everything, and as it should be. And as a creator yourself, how have you been able to push for diversity in the films that you make and the stories that you tell?
You know, when I first thought of this movie, or thought of like what kind of movie I wanted to make, I really wanted to speak to, you know, my background and my upbringing growing up as a Chinese Canadian, you know, immigrant girl in Toronto, Canada. And after making Bao and seeing how much that short resonated with people in the Asian community, I knew like there's even more responsibility and more of this need to like be able to get those details right from our culture and from our history.
When I saw Bao for the first time, I was like, wow, she animated my relationship with my mom. It was like, you were there.
The relationship between an Asian parent and child, as you know, is very specific, and there's like nuances to it that are different than like, say, like a Western family.
May, breakfast is ready.
For Turning Red, we wanted to really explore this very nuanced, complicated relationship where May genuinely loves her mom and her dad and her family and her culture, but she's feeling this pull towards her friends and this new world of like boy bands and adolescence and messy, crazy, wild feelings.
I'm Maylin Lee. I wear what I want, say what I want, 24/7, 365.
And there's like an excitement to it too, because, you know, it hasn't been seen a lot on the big screen, especially in the West. And you have this chance to introduce the world to this world that you've known for so long, and you want to do it right.
Mom, no, I don't want Chinese lunch. I want white people food. The kids at school will get used to it.
With TV shows like Fresh Off the Boat and big movies like Shang-Chi, we're seeing this explosion of diverse storytelling. And it kind of has exploded and resonated with audiences that aren't of that culture.
The world is always constantly changing, and people get bored of like the same kinds of stories with the same kinds of characters. So I feel like there is this natural need and want to see new kinds of characters and to see new kinds of stories that haven't been tapped into. A good story is a good story, and it doesn't matter what the characters look like, who tell it. And there are a lot of universal themes that everyone can relate to.
Thank you so much for joining us today on the show. Our guest has been Domee Shi.
It's fun.